Hello, I'm Chef Joey Prats and welcome to Perfection Achieved. This is the show where we showcase our online classes and at the same time share recipes that are easy to prepare but are to die for. So today we are making another special quick recipe called Irish soda bread. Now this is a quick bread, meaning no yeast is involved. It's very easy to prepare because you don't need a lot of time to allow the dough to rise. You simply mix the ingredients together, shape, and bake. It's that simple. Okay, so before we begin, if you're enjoying yourself or if you like what you see, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell. That way you get notified every time we have a new video upload here on our YouTube channel. So let's begin. So Irish soda bread, as I mentioned, is a quick bread, and although the name has the word Irish in it, the Irish did not invent this. The credit for the concept or the idea for this bread comes from American Indians who first used potash or pearl ash to leaven their breads. All right? So because in those days they did not have the technology like we do now and ingredients like yeast to leaven their bread. Now this bread gets its leavening from the interaction of an alkaline ingredient with an acid ingredient. I'll explain as we go along. All right? So but basically these are all the ingredients you will need. But first, before you begin, make sure your oven is preheated. Preheat it to 180 degrees Celsius. All right? And then after you preheat your oven, make sure you have 2 sheet pans lined with parchment or non-stick baking paper. So you need 2 of this. All right? Now, let's begin making our quick bread. All right, you'll need a mixer bowl for this. Okay, in your mixer bowl, combine the all-purpose flour, and then you've got some castor sugar, or if you don't have castor sugar, you can use refined or white granulated sugar. A little bit of baking powder, some fine sea salt. Okay, so those are our dry ingredients. Load your bowl in your mixer this way, and using the paddle attachment, okay, we're going to beat this on low speed for 30 seconds, and that's just enough to, get our dry ingredients well mixed. Now, a lot of you, I'm sure, have not had Irish soda bread. Now, if you're familiar with biscuits or scones, this is a very similar product in that it has a nice crisp exterior and a soft interior. Perfect for spreading with jam or fruit preserves or maybe cheeses or maybe like the Queen of England, some clotted cream. Okay, so after 30 seconds, we're going to add our unsalted butter. Now make sure your butter is cold because otherwise it will incorporate into the flour and you'll end up with a paste. So you want your butter to be cold. The colder your butter, the better because it will produce a nice, soft and flaky end product, okay? So we're going to mix this. We're going to continue mixing this on low speed until the mixture resembles coarse cornmeal. Now that should take about 2 or 3 minutes. Now baking is all about patience. You gotta have a lot of patience. I know it's a virtue and not all of us has it, but if you do have it, you'll be a good baker. Now while this is mixing, One of the ingredients you will need is buttermilk. All right, now buttermilk is a cultured product that's not widely available here in our country, the Philippines. So if you cannot find buttermilk in your area, all you have to do is to make your own. You can make your own soured milk. I can't call this buttermilk because buttermilk, as I mentioned, is a cultured product. Now this will approximate the effects and the flavor of buttermilk, but it's called soured milk. Soured milk because we take milk and we sour it with some distilled white vinegar. Now don't use those vinegars like Dato Puti or any of those local vinegars. You gotta use a clean, neutral flavored vinegar. Distilled white vinegar is the best choice. Now, if you can't find distilled white vinegar, you can also use freshly squeezed lemon juice. Okay? So, buttermilk, to make your own buttermilk, you just need to combine 94% of milk and 6% of the acid, whether you're using distilled white vinegar or freshly squeezed lemon juice. Okay? So, example, your recipe requires maybe, let's say, 300 grams of buttermilk. Then all you have to do is to compute what is 94% of 300. Then that's the quantity of milk you will need. And then what is 6% of 300? That's the quantity of distilled white vinegar or freshly squeezed lemon juice that you will need. Okay, so all you need is to combine your distilled white vinegar and your liquid whole milk, also known as fresh milk. So we combine both ingredients together, and this becomes our buttermilk substitute. So this is called soured milk. Now, as you will see, once you mix in the vinegar, the mixture will immediately thicken. It will thicken up a little bit. The consistency will be more like cream than milk. See, it has thickened slightly. That's how you know that the vinegar has reacted with the milk. All right, now let's go back to our mixture in the mixer bowl. Let's check it. The butter has been fully incorporated. So next, we're going to add our golden raisins. The original recipe for Irish soda bread contains caraway seeds. All right, so the recipe is in the description box below. You can refer to that. Now, if you're not a fan of caraway seeds like I am, then you can do away or omit the caraway seeds. All right, so check your dry ingredients. Once the butter has been fully incorporated into the dry ingredients and you see that the mixture now resembles something like cornmeal, we can add our sultanas. If you don't have sultanas or golden raisins, you can use regular raisins. Okay? If you're not a fan of raisins, you can use maybe dried cranberries. That's a good substitute. All right, so I'm going to add my golden raisins or sultanas. Mix this just until the raisins are incorporated. Okay. Now, in a small bowl here, I'm going to combine my soured milk and then I have here some baking soda. So we mix this together. And then I have here some whole eggs. So let's scrape this. And then we're going to add this to our mixture in the mixer bowl. All right, so we add this here, this way. Oops. Okay, let me just scrape this because we need every single gram. Okay, now we're going to turn this on low speed and mix just until everything is incorporated. Do not overmix, just until incorporated. Okay, I'm going to check. Maybe a few turns more. Okay, let's check our dough. You'll see that the dough is going to be slightly sticky, okay, but it is manageable. Okay, so I'm going to take the dough out of my mixer bowl and transfer it onto my counter, which will be very lightly floured. If there are any dry ingredients left in the bottom of the bowl, simply take a plastic scraper like this one I have and then incorporate that very gently without over mixing the dough. Okay, there you go. Now I'm going to transfer this to my countertop and we'll set this aside here. You'll need just a little bit of flour, not much. You don't want to toughen your bread. There you go. Okay. So let me just incorporate the some of the dry ingredients. There. I'm using a rubber scraper to incorporate the dry ingredients that I found at the bottom of the bowl, and I'm trying to avoid kneading the dough too much because we don't want too much gluten development in this. We want our finished Irish soda bread to have a nice structure but still be tender. Okay, so I'm just going to gather this into a nice ball. So this is very similar to making a pie crust in that we don't want too much gluten development. Gluten is the protein in your flour, all right? Now, you can make a large Irish soda bread, so simply just take this whole dough that you have here and flop it onto your sheet pan, but I prefer to make individual pieces so that I can take, you know, individual or small pieces of bread and enjoy them individually and not have to, you know, go to the trouble of slicing it and you know, creating a mess. So what I'm going to do is to take a scale and then we're going to weigh 90 grams, 90 gram portions of dough, and we'll have nice individual sized portions of Irish soda bread. All right, so we clean our table. I have my digital scale here, my sheet pans. I'm going to portion this now into 90 gram pieces. I like 90 grams because it's not too big, not too small. It makes the perfect individual size, you know, for this recipe. Okay. 90 grams. Now, take your 90 gram portion of dough and just round it. If it sticks to your counter, simply take a little bit of flour and then round it this way. Okay. Once they're rounded, place on your sheet pan, press down slightly, not too much, just slightly, okay? You should have a, I'd say 6 centimeter round, 6 centimeter diameter, I would say, more or less, yeah. All right, so let me just continue this portioning. All right. So you should be able to make 14 units of bread. All right. Next, we're going to make some egg wash. And egg wash is basically 1 part whole egg and 1 part liquid whole milk, also known as fresh milk. So you simply have to combine your whole egg. So if it's egg yolk wash, then you just use egg yolks instead of whole eggs, all right? And then your liquid whole milk. Okay, mix this together and you've got yourself egg wash. There you go. Take your brush. Brush lightly. I think it would be better if I held it in my hand and then just brush it over the bowl. So this would be a nice alternative to scones or maybe biscuits. It makes a nice, lovely accompaniment to your afternoon tea. I'm a tea person. I know a lot of people are coffee people, like my partner is a coffee person, but I'm more of a tea person. Earl Grey. Earl Grey is my tea. There you go. Okay, so next we're going to make a cross on each bun. And all you have to do is to take a small knife and make a cut. Here, make your cuts about 6 millimeters deep. Okay. It can be a little bit challenging with all the raisins there in the bread, but if you're patient, you can do this beautifully. Now, the cross is traditional. It is an iconic part of the Irish soda bread, and there are so many old wives' tale as far as what the cross represents. Some say it's just a sign of luck. Some say that it wards off evil spirits while the bread is in the oven, and some just think it's a practical way to split the bread into quarters. So whatever the reason is, it makes a nice decorative effect on the final outcome, and at the same time, it says that your Irish soda bread is based on an authentic recipe. So the cross goes there. Now, we'll do this with the rest of the buns, and then we are going to bake this in our preheated oven, so make sure your oven is preheated. So the temperature is 180 degrees Celsius, and we're going to bake this between 35 and 45 minutes until the bread is nice and golden, okay? So when we come back, I'm going to show you how beautiful this Irish soda bread will turn out, and then in the meantime, I want you to take a look at one of my upcoming online classes at the Bailiwick Academy. Take a look at this. Konnichiwa, minasan! I invite you all to fly to Japan. This class aims to teach you how to make these wonderful cheese tarts using authentic ingredients that's guaranteed to produce professional results right in your own kitchen. So join me in my own kitchen as we recreate this exciting recipe. I'm Chef Joey Prats, and this is Hokkaido Cheese Tarts online class. Okay, so we're back. If you enjoyed watching the teaser trailer of our online class, we placed a link in the description box below. Just click the link and it will take you to the webpage of the Bailiwick Academy, where you can see all my online classes and all the info will be there, including payment methods and descriptions and the class overview and the teaser videos. So I hope you enjoyed that. Now we're back to enjoy our Irish soda bread. Perfection achieved. So here they are, fresh from the oven, piping hot, and I've got my Earl Grey tea and my collection of spreads here, my butter and my fruit preserves. And look at these babies. They are just the most wonderful pieces of bread, and they're the perfect accompaniment for coffee or tea or maybe hot chocolate. And when you break them this way, wow, they're nice and piping hot, and you can see all the sultanas inside, and you've got a nice moist interior, a nice crusty exterior. This is perfect. And I'm going to spread some butter on it. So you eat this like a scone or a biscuit. So spread your butter, just a little bit of butter. Hey, don't judge me. I love butter. There you go. And then a little bit of my fruit preserves. I think I'm going to have some orange marmalade over that. Okay. Heaven just landed on earth. Now that is one good quick bread. Wow, fantastic. So, I hope you enjoy this, but more than that, I hope you make this in your own kitchen, because you really cannot enjoy this just watching a video. You really have to experience this for yourself. I'm sorry, I still have some quick bread in my mouth, but these are so good. So please leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Give me some feedback. Once you've made them, let me know how you and your family enjoy them. You can freeze this actually. You can freeze this for up to a month. You can keep this in your fridge for up to a week. You can microwave it to reheat. You can microwave, or you can use your oven toaster. They're perfect for company, friends, family, or just enjoying for yourself. I hope you enjoy this session. I'm going to see you again next time. This is Chef Joey Prats. This is our show Perfection Achieved, where we explore the most fantastic recipes, and I'll see you soon. Take care. God bless.